ready? Are we ready to paint a Thanos? Get ready to paint a Thanos. He's got a gauntlet and a bad attitude. Hello. That's it. That's how I ran out of ideas. Welcome to Atomic Mass Transmissions live from our wonderful homes. I'm your host, Das. And with me today is myself. Is that correct? Myself? Just myself, painting live, except for with a Thanos. Super excited about our Mad Titan. Mr. Wilshick painted on Tuesday. Did a cool alternate scheme, which I'm very excited to see the results of. Hopefully next week we'll see a final with the nice desaturated purple cloth and white armor. And I think that that's very cool. Something that you just kind of don't really expect. So, and that's kind of what we like to play with sometimes. It's like something you don't expect. So with that, I have my ungauntleted Thanos. I've painted a gauntleted Thanos, which I'll show off. And now I'm painting an ungauntleted Thanos because you can play them in the different game attitudes. I read the word attitude. Game modes. So I want to go with something different. I want to lean into that like chosen of death kind of feel. Am I not live? Can you see me? RD Jones says you can't see me. Is it working? Okay, cool. So I'm going to lean to that chosen of death. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with brass armor and black cloth. And then I think I'm going to go with a bone accent. So like he's got like this decoration down his chest. That'll be bone. And maybe like around his belt buckle bone. And we'll just choose some places. So I'm going to go with brass, black, and bone. So let's go ahead and switch our cameras over because I'm tired of listening to me talk. That's the wrong thing. Oh no. Oh, it helps if you plug it in. I'm terrible. Josh tells me I'm not allowed to plug this camera in until right before, and so sometimes I forget. Like that. I'm the worst at being left alone. Look at that, boom. So there's our ungauntlet Thanos. I'll show you my gauntlet Thanos. Check out this fella. I went with the traditional colors here, blue and gold for my gauntlet Thanos. I went with the smiley face head. And my throne is done in black rock and purple metallics. So you can see my throne here. Just like black rock, purple metallics. I might post a picture of this. You can see like a little hint of yellow there to contrast with the gold. It's just laid in there. And the thing I love about this is like what we really want to do is create like a very display scenic thing, right? So not only is this a size 3 piece of terrain, but it's a cool scenic thing that goes on your shelf. So you can pop this on, like, you know, if you're playing Thanos, maybe pop this on for when you're playing with some terrain. And then you bring Thanos back to his little cradle. There he goes, ready to conquer the universe. Ready to conquer the universe. There's a skull. There's a little collection of skulls that you can just kind of add to the throne. Just kind of get some little skulls, little skulls. Alright, so first thing I want to do is I want to mix up, I have some gray and black here. I'm going to mix this together, and I want to put like a very thin layer of this over the cloth. And then that way this can dry while we work on the armor. So this is not mega thin. This is not necessarily a wash. It's just very thin paint. It's just enough to allow my, just thin enough to allow that primer, that white black primer to shine through. And since I want to lean to that chosen to death, I want to avoid any, I kind of want to avoid any color in the cloth. I want the cloth to be very neutral. This has a little bit of green. But not a terrible amount of green. Just a nice thin layer. I'm just using a big old fat number 3 brush here. I tend to use, so this is what is this, Miskatonic Gray and DK Black. Not DK as in 2 letters like Dallas Kemp, but DK like it just wrote. Just very quickly. I can get it on the armor. If I accidentally get some on the armor, that's okay. I'm going to paint the armor anyways. I love his costume. I think it's so good. This sculpt turned out super amazing. Very impressed with this. Done by our very own, the wonderful and astonishing man of mystery, Mr. Marco. Marco just knocked this Thanos sculpt out of the park here. And then the throne was done by a good friend of the studio and sculptor, Mr. Luke Sheridan. Both did a really good job. And I think they really did, like, it really captures like what we wanted out of Thanos and the overall feel of what this is going to, what the potential of what Marvel Crisis Protocol is. And I think that's, should kind of touch on this the other day on his stream, is just like, we just started as a studio, so we have a lot of potential. We have a lot of places that we get to go, and I think Thanos is really showing like kind of like what we can do. And who knows what we can do there. We're always pushing and growing and trying to be just better, and we learn a lot of lessons. We take those lessons to heart and all that, which is an important part of just life in general. Okay. It's got a little bit of cloth there on his neck. Like I said, I can get it on armor, doesn't matter. Don't forget, his cloth is hiding there under his face. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. Just grab another brush just to be a little more precise. Normally I'd flip the miniature upside down at this point to get this part, but it makes it really hard for you guys to see it. Try to stay on camera. I can get it all over, it doesn't matter. All right, so we got the start of the black cloth. This is just, so what I've done here is, because it's super thin, there's a little bit of the white showing through. I got some volume, which is great. This is basically going to be the highlight. I'm going to bring up black around that and leave a little bit of this showing, and then I'm going to create the highlight. So let's go ahead. I see people talking about like being a little, I'm going to use the word vulgar on our Thanos. I will warn you, that will get you not eligible if you were to submit to hashtag painting protocol or the worthy, or if we do any sort of other sort of like I don't want to say competition necessarily, but just, you know, any sort of cool thing where we can feature your miniature. That's a good way to get disqualified. Just as a warning. Just as a warning. I have a different sense of humor than you, Chris. So this is, what is this color? I grabbed this out of the scale set. This is the Oro Necrotico. I'm a firm believer in, you know, even though Thanos is a baddie, like, we should all be heroes. Remember, anyone can wear the mask. We're all heroes. Be good and positive. Motivate each other and support each other. I'm gonna go fairly fast. I'm gonna just get nice. Start with his boots. I love his boots. Like Thanos has always had, like, in the comics, these great big boots. I think they're just so fun and cool. Once again, the Margot Kemp were a pretty cool engineering and sculpting solutions for him, so I think they look super rad. Probably add some like silver accents, like maybe this little thing's silver here. Something rad like that. We got, I don't know who's typing as Atomic Mass. Is that Josh or Ship? Could be either one. It seems like a Ship answer though. I like his sword. I thought his sword was rad. I'm a sucker for giant weapons, so. Oh, as you can see also, since Thanos is playable in the normal Marvel Crisis Protocol, and also has a super fun ultimate encounter, really good time, and really just shows the power and might of the Mad Titan. I went ahead and converted up this one's base to be city base, because this one will be for my normal games where I just take Thanos with his 2 gems allotment, not the 5 gem or 6 gem allotment. So I did this base for normal games, and you know, because we like to have that you know, the rubble to show the battle, to show the scene, to show the action, the story of these awesome fights between our heroes and not so much heroes. You know, I wanted to add a little bit of debris. So I went with, actually used Spider-Man's bit terrain, and you know, use that for our Thanos' foot here, and then I did a little got some scale model terrain bits and crumbled them up, and some rocks from the yard, and you know, because like that's like that's like the fun to me. That's like one of the fun things about miniature games, is kind of making your own and doing the hobby. I love the hobby, and you know, so like grabbing a little extra stuff, you know, you could do some sticks or something, really make it your own, for the fun of it. I like telling little stories, having like, imagine like a little vignette, a little story. Once again, I'm just using this, what is it called again? Oro Necrotico. Just putting this brass armor on Mr. Thanos. Chosen of death. So edgy. What we got? Do we have any questions? No, I have no idea what you're talking about. I do. I got nothing to say on the matter. If I had a big weapon, I'd spin it in a minute. It's like when you're wrapping Christmas presents. There's not a single person in this chat that haven't wrapped Christmas presents and spun the wrapping paper roll. You've done it. You know you have. Thanos rode into that fight. He knew where he was at. He knew what was going on. He was ready to tussle. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. Blind Private. This is scale 75's Oro Necrotico. I agree, technically. Why wait for Christmas? Just keep an empty paper towel roll. Not paper towel, even paper towels. It's just a small one. Or a wrapping paper roll next to your desk at all times. That's my fidget spinner. This guy's giant. It's gonna take forever to paint. You guys are gonna be bored. Yeah, I was digging through the paints and I found this color and I was like, this is what I want my second Thanos. This is the color. This is getting that good, nice space cut on there. No big rush. I'm not rushing today. Like I always say, I'm in a hurry. I'm not in a rush. There's a huge difference. Right? I'm gonna add bone. Probably not a skin. I haven't really decided what to do his skin as. I mean, it's only his face. But the bone, what I'm probably gonna do is like pick some accent areas. Like I think this bit here, maybe this decorative inlay around his collar. I think would look really cool. Bone, like some sort of like bone etched collar piece inlaid into the brass. I think would look really cool. Maybe his little grumpy helmet eyebrows would look pretty cool. Bone, like just little accents like that. Like I'll probably keep his skin tone the same as just Thanos, right? Like, you know, it's still Thanos. I'm just imagining like this is like his, you know, like this is the version, right? Like Schick said, this is the version like before he gets all of. This is the Seeker, right? This is Thanos the Seeker. He's looking for those gems. He doesn't have them all. That's why in the game you can only take 2. So I imagine this is like his like suit for that, you know, the Seeker suit, the chosen of death. Can't forget those. So I'll probably keep his skin. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna make that decision right now. The skin would be the classic purple skin. Plus, it'll contrast real nicely against all these other colors. It'll look really sharp. And that's what's important. I mean, what's important is I painted it and I had fun. Yeah, it has the burger. It's a Sunday suit. Or a stealth suit, yeah. Stealthy Thanos kind of terrifies me. The idea of This guy just sneaking up on you. It's kind of terrifying. Thanos from an unexpected quarter. Alright, we almost got that base coat on. It only took forever. Nope, got some on a suit there. So really quickly just clean that up. All right. Now, I do like red suit Thanos. So Schick and I were actually talking on Tuesday before his stream. We were bouncing some ideas for alt Thanoses around, and I didn't actually pitch red. I don't think. Didn't even think about it. So for the black, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this, the K block. And I'm just going to very quickly, like if I go right between there, and this is going to start darkening out the suit. This is going to give me that definition and such. I am blending. This is more fun. See, I'm not necessarily caring about perfect. Just start darkening where I want. To emphasize all these shapes and volumes. It's all about volume. Not the kind of volume I'm typically known for. I don't know. There we go. Yeah, so talking. The throne in the month of Thanos? I don't know. I think Schick is painting a throne. I already painted mine. Josh gives me permission and I'll post pictures of it after the stream. And my other Thanos that I already painted, that I showed off, in case you missed it. Here in a little bit, we can show it again if everybody wants. Leave it up to you. You wonderful people on stream. I mean, there's still Josh, but I can show it on stream if you want. And I showed it earlier, like I said, but I can show it again if y'all want. I like cheating back here. There's literally no one's ever gonna see. I just blacking that in. Whatever. This decay black is working perfectly. Just kind of grabbed it. See, and I'm just reinforcing those shadows. Alright, I'll show it throwing. Give me just a second. Blend from two sides. It's always tricky. I could probably get away with just one shadow on this bodysuit, and then I'll just highlight it and have this nice gray suit. Alright, so we're gonna let that dry a second while I show the other one, because then we can start on the armor, because I really want to get into the armor on this. But you can see how that black is reinforcing. This is decay black from scale 75. It's reinforcing, and just by doing that quick blend over top of that light, it already looks really cool. It's already tabletop worthy. And I'll reinforce that one more time or finish it up, and then we'll throw on some highlights. And then I like highlights. I like really bright highlights. But let's set this aside. Show off the throne and my gauntlet Thanos while we wait for that to dry. So there we go. Let's just move that out of there. There's our throne with the Thanos. Like I said, I did the classic gold and blue for the gauntlet for the ultimate encounter Thanos. I went with the big smiley face because he's so very pleased that he has all the gems. Purple metal with a little subtle yellow highlight. The camera really picks it up. And I went with black rocks, much different than the studio. You can see the purple magentas. And this is primarily dry brushed. This rock is pretty much dry brushed, and then like some like glazes to get that purple back in there. And then my favorite thing is this is like a display piece, so not only wonderful to show off your Thanos when you go to play your Thanos, we supply two bases, so in case you want to use it as your size 3 piece of terrain, it's filled, right? Because that looks weird. So you have a little base that fills it up, makes it a complete piece of terrain, or maybe this is setting to the side or something. You want to be filled up. He has 2 complete heads. So the head is a complete piece, and the gauntlet is a complete piece. Arm, front, back, leg, boot, and then the collar. So nice big chunky bits, very easy to assemble. Let's get back to this. Whoa. All right, so I'm going to got some green over here, and I'm going to use some brown art ink. And brown art ink and green is going to make a great first shade to our brass here. I'm just going to mix something up over here. I don't have a palette cam, sorry. This is like I forgot what colors this is. I grabbed it earlier and already threw the color back in the box. It's like a dark military green. What's that called? Might have to dig it out here a little bit. Might have to dig it out. I want to thin this down. I want a nice thin coat. Yes, Voodoo Prince. The throne is size 3. Alright, I just want to wash this over the brass. Getting in all the little crevices. Really focusing where plates meet together. Making sure that there's a nice division line there. And this is not super dramatic, right? This is literally just kind of changing a little bit of the tone of the brass here while providing that shade. It's mainly just trying to provide shade. This is not a black, like armor type wash that you typically just kind of wash over steel to get like instantaneous effects. This is a little more subtle. Because I'm going to do 2 washes. And because his suit is so dark, and this is going to be very dark, I want a lot of highlights. I want to bring up those highlights to get that contrast. Divide the two, the dark and the light. Perfectly balanced. What this also does is, by being mega thin and not necessarily being a very dramatic wash, my first coat of metal did not need to be perfect. It's filling in those areas where, like, let's say right there where there's a little bit of white showing through. By throwing this over, it pulls it together and you're not going to see it. And it's richening that metal look. Hopefully that made sense. It's not just me rambling. Got a lot of poster tech on this today. It's very hard to turn. Now we said something about painting that area right there bone, so I don't think I'll throw a wash in there because I kind of like the idea of that being bone. Whoops. You can also use it if it didn't get quite a little bit of white primer showing where the glove and the gauntlet met. Just use the wash to fill that in. There we go. Almost the first wash done. A little chunk of something in my paint. Travesty. It's a travesty. I'll figure that out later. Not sure how to handle that. I'm not doing that on stream. That's work. Sorry, I hooked my fingers there to get balance. Steady my hand. So I'm not actually trying to get that band we're talking about making bone. I'm just getting the collar. The band was just a victim. Okay. So I have Huldra blue and this brown color. I think it's Arbuckle's brown. I'm gonna mix this together. But that's not quite dry. We're gonna let that dry a little bit more. We're gonna let that dry just a little bit more. So we're waiting on that drying. I'm just gonna keep painting the body. See, how does that sound? Not very chatty today, chat. Nobody's got anything? So I'm gonna flip him upside down again. Okay. Right up into that muscle. CB10, I got nothing on CB10. CB10 is done. It's on its way. The armor is not part of, yeah, this sets on, this is a separate bit that sets down onto the shoulders. So if you want to, you could paint his bodysuit first, if you so felt like it, and then add the armor to it. You know, if that's how you like to paint. Josh said I can say who the leader of the Web Warriors is? Did Chip not give that away? I can't remember. What if I said I didn't remember? Would you believe me? You trust me. Alrighty, I'm on your side. I like just plain clear plastic sleeves, just to clear it better in my eyes. I'm just going to draw a little line right through the seam there. Do the same thing on this side. Let's see what the seams. Yeah, Necrogold, it's a, yeah. Oro Necrotico! I just like saying it like that for some reason. Oro Necrotico! Is Josh texting me? He's not. Just checking. Alright. back to that holder blue and Arbuckle brown. Now this is going to go into the deepest parts of our brass. This is what's going to really bring that brass together. This is quite opaque, and I want opaque for this because I'm focusing on the dark areas. And as we've discussed, what happens with metal when it gets to the dark areas? That's right, it loses its metallocity. So I'm actually trying to remove that metal look to the shadowy areas. I want to remove that metallic flake. I want less of it there, because what that's going to do is make it look more metally, right? So I just want to darken lines and reinforce those shadow areas. You know, maybe that whole area right there, just inside of that boot, just not catching anywhere. My stream is fine. You could also wash this on if you wanted. I'm going to take my time and I'm just going to paint it on like I would normally paint. I'll just paint like I would normally paint. And hopefully people find that interesting. This is a little different than what we normally do. You know? As you know, we like to explore lots of different techniques and styles on our stream. You know? Try to provide lots of information and lots of inspiration, you know. I like to say my goal is not to teach you what to paint, it's to teach you how to paint. There's a big difference. You know, because the application or the colors, like, the colors don't matter and the technique doesn't matter. It's all about just the application. You know, learning how to think where the dark goes, learning how to think where the light goes, learning how to be, you know, a little patient, or, you know, learning how to love the fail. I love saying that. Learn to love the fail. There's a quote, you know, here. Does anybody remember what it's by? I've failed more times than some people's even attempted. I think is how it goes. I think that's just an important, you know, concept. I got a lot of messed up paint jobs in my past. A lot of messed up paint jobs. That's okay. There you go. Cyrus from Kemp coming in with that straight knowledge bomb. totally knew my quote. Fabu Pandu, that's what type of brushes do you use most commonly? Typically, art brushes. I like Windsor's, Raphael's. Cheap makeup brushes make amazing dry brushes. Like I said, the throne was dry brush, so. Alright. We got other things to do. Oh, we can leave this guy on. We got other things to do. So, if you've been following along, hashtag painting protocol was very awesome and well received. Let me switch my camera back so I can talk to you. Right there, just like that. It was amazing. We got a lot of really great paint jobs, a lot of cool things to take a look at. I love seeing all of them. Schick and I went through and we picked our favorites, picked our 3 favorites. So I'm going to show my 3 favorites as he did his favorites on Tuesday. I'm going to show my favorites right now. So you ready? Hashtag painting protocol. The challenge was poppy colors. The new one started just last week or this week, which is textures. And remember, textures is a lot of different things. You know, it could be smooth texture, it could be shiny texture, it can be stippling. You can do like little hatch marks. I love like leather belts when you do like little tiny hatch marks. That's texture. You know, say you're doing Hulk and you do like or like we did our Black Dwarf on Paint Stream, and I put those little bumps and imperfections on the skin. Right? Every skin is beautiful. So you know, imperfections really bring it to life. So that's what we're talking about, textures. I want to see your textures. So let's talk about our pop. Come on. Nope. This one. All right. So that's Nowakowski. Look, I thought this was just really, really great. This is Black Panther painted pink. I love how bright and just vivid, and there's like this nice depth to the pink there. He's brought it all the way up to white. He's got a little bit of magenta hiding in those ears in the shadows, and then he kept the accents metal, silver metal, and I thought that worked really, really good. You know, I just thought this was great. It's very, very vivid, and then the black base or the asphalt base really lifts it up. You know, we talk a lot about like how bases color change the looks of your miniature, and this one accentuates it a lot. So I thought Nowakowski did an awesome job, and just really love this one. Hella by CP Circus. Or KP Circus. I think that's one. I want to go with KP Circus. Once again, a very nice rendition of Hella. I thought that his incorporation of all the color down into the base, like really looked like she's like energizing and like blasting some power into the base, or pulling from the ground, or she's just affecting the earth around her. The greens were nice and tight, had a lot of different colors. My favorite thing painting the studio Hella was like taking basically 4 colors and trying to get 4 colors to look 4 different ways on one miniature. So he's done very much the similar thing here. He's got a black green, he's got a light green, he's got you know, a lot of different greens in the shading. I'd like to see the back of this miniature actually. I'd like to see the back. Very cool, nice and poppy. And my third pick was Glue Paint Play. Did this Ronin the Accuser. Once again, a lot of depth. I love depth in color. And this dark green has a lot of depth. He's moving down into a blue there. And then actually just like mine, kept the trim almost neutral, right? He didn't go super dark here, and I thought that this makes this trim stands out. Very cool effect there. But then you add this magenta to the hammer and very cleverly used the pothole base and made it look like there's like some sort of, once again, he's affecting the ground around him. And I think that that's a very important part of miniatures, is you're affecting the ground around you. That's why we provide you with like really cool debris and rubble to show the battle. Like maybe he's like blasted something, or this is like repercussions of an energy blast, or you know, who knows? Like that's your story to tell. I'm telling my story. The base also, once again, nice light edges, pulls in the dark near him, and then helps lift him away from the base. Elevates the miniature. Very cool overall painting. Nice poppy colors, nice poppy magenta, nice poppy green. So I really like that. I thought it was very, very cool. Let's get back to painting. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. We only got a few more minutes, so you better get in your questions. What do we got? We only got a few minutes. I'm here for you. Oops. Once again, in case you missed it, I'm using some Hold Your Blue, and I think it's Arbuckle's brown. I just kind of grabbed an umber. If you ever watched Bob Ross, you know exactly how important burnt umber and sienna is in painting. So I use those a lot, because that's what Bob taught me. Call out damage going. Oh yeah, for Ronin's base, yeah. He's gonna get a bill for that. Almost done for a day, kids. Josh will turn off the stream if I go over. I mean, I just want to say and paint my whole Thanos right now. So I'm going to do that entire plate dark, and that's going to provide more contrast. So in a plate, if I just make that dark. There's a Josh. Josh is watching. Trust me. I feel his presence. The great eye is upon me. Size comparison? You want to see a Thanos size comparison? So I think this is looking pretty cool. This black and brass, and we'll do bone on him. Let me grab my Hulk. Yeah, we'll do bone on him. All kinds of fun stuff with him. I think I have another stream. Oh, how about there's Ultron. Hulk is buried in the bag. Oh my gosh, he's so many layers deep. How about Modok? So he's just a little bit shorter than MODOK is. Or if you put him next to Ghost Spider. Quite a dramatic difference there. The throne is huge. All right, it's 2:01. I'm gonna have to be closing down. I want to give everybody one final shot at a question before I get in trouble. I'm willing to get in trouble today for y'all. Plus I'm just having fun painting. Tiny Ant-Man, he's the tiniest. It's so fun to paint. He's over on the other desk. Jay the Machine, are you guys gonna keep the streaming schedule and set up once you get back to the office? I don't have that information, so I don't really have that information. So there's our 1 hour into our Thanos Chosen of Death, black and brass. I think he's looking pretty cool. We'll add some bone to him and do his face purple. I'll probably finish off the shadows and the highlights on the bodysuit, and then next week we'll do the rest of the armor and the face. I think that sounds like a really good plan. So, because I think next week I'm painting Thanos again. I think that's correct. So remember to join Schick on Tuesday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for more painting. I believe he's finishing up his Thanos. Remember, it's white armor. I think it looks really, really awesome. The stark white face, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I kind of went the purple face. I think the purple face is gonna look really good, Pagani. Maybe skull face, like we did the skull face Proxima. I don't know. We got a week. We'll figure it out. So join us next Tuesday for Schick, next Thursday for me, and don't forget. Oh yes, see, there you go. Both streams next week have the set finishing their Thanos. And also don't forget hashtag painting protocol. Show us your textures, put it up on Instagram, and we will once again pick our favorites and show them off on stream and talk about them and philosophize. So until then, be safe, take care of one another, and be positive, be awesome, be a hero. Anyone can wear a mask. Bye guys. Now you get to stare at my face while I figure out which button it was. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. That's the one. Oh, there's this one too. That one. There's that one. But we're gonna go to this one. Bye guys.